again, we gather in search of the truth, dark, and mystery. It's the Drunk Turkey Show.
Big development today in the investigation into the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. According to state and local officials and court documents, 28-year-old Brian Christopher Kohberger has been arrested. He was arrested in a raid this morning in Pennsylvania.
We have new details on what Brian Kohberger was doing right before his arrest. Police says a tactical team burst in to arrest the Idaho murder suspect. He was in pajamas and latest gloves, stuffing trash into Ziploc bags.
Hey, greetings from the year 3000. It still sucks. This is Philip J. Fry, and you're listening to the Drunken Turkey Show. Your one stop for this sort of thing. Hit that button, like and subscribe. You know what to do, just like every other podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the DT Show. I'm Daniel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, her abduction. There's some new developments. Sorry, I've not been on the show for the last couple of nights, back and forth. Still not feeling very well. I want to try to power through tonight. Probably not going to be the longest show because of it, but still kind of feeling the effects. Got some headaches and got one coming up here. Can feel it already. And so sit back, guys. We're going to talk about the abduction, and we got a special guest tonight, as always, our favorite psychologist, Dr. Jamie Vona. How's it going, doctor?
I'm doing good, Daniel. I'm interested in the new stuff that they found.
A lot of new stuff, a lot of concerning things, which is why the title of the show, which was the update nobody wanted. And that update is that I feel that police are nowhere near closer than they were a few days ago into finding out who this person may be. I feel that there's now become a rift, from what I understand, between local law enforcement and the FBI. And I think the FBI had said something to the effect that if they felt like the sheriff's department's not sharing all their information, I do know from a law enforcement source, not directly, but from a source that's connected to law enforcement, that it appears, and again, this isn't going out to the public, so we'll talk about this, but it appears that the members of the family have been cleared. And so,
and the guy that they raided his house.
Yeah, the guy, Carlos, he ended up also being, I don't know if he's been cleared, but he's been released. And, you know, we should have kind of known when they used the terminology that, what do you call it? That they had somebody detained and not in custody. Once they start throwing out that type of terminology, we know that that's what it is. You know, who was it? I think it was the Charlie Kirk assassination. They used, the FBI used some similar terminology. We have somebody in detention, and they ended up releasing a few people before they ended up finding the real guy. So in the event, I think this is the update nobody wanted to hear, is that I don't think they're anywhere near close to finding this than they were a few days ago. Where are you on this?
I am hoping, I have faith that the FBI has resources. I mean, even the president has weighed in on it. So I'm I feel like there's so many resources, and how could they have all these resources and this lone person? So I feel like there has to be more that I don't know. And I just have faith that they'll figure it out. But I know, I see totally what you're saying. I could also defend that particular point too, but I'm just hoping that they have more than we know.
I hope so too. Let's look at a couple of things, and then we'll break down those things and then talk about those. Let's see. And I'm sorry, guys, if I'm somewhat rambling around.
No, you're good. We're in an accident. We have to we're cool. We got this.
This is from the FBI Phoenix. Today, the FBI is increasing its reward up to $100,000 for information leading to the location of Nancy Guthrie and the arrest and conviction of anyone who's involved in her disappearance. Now, identifying details about the suspect and the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie have been confirmed after a forensic analysis of the doorbell camera footage by the FBI Operational Technology Division. The suspect is described as a male, approximately 5'9" to 5'10", average build. In the video, he's wearing all black, a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker backpack, and they have a picture of what they believe it to be. And I think what identified it is, some of these reflectors here. Does that look like the same to you?
It does. And I feel like, again, they have, hopefully when he turns around, that there's like identifying features too on the front that maybe we're not seeing as clearly. So like maybe they could actually see that, like the symbol when he turns around.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because why would they put it out if they didn't, so I feel like they must have seen something that's similar enough.
I agree. And it's to me, so let's go back to this image here.
Yeah.
This image here, he has this holster in front of him, which is a weird location. It's a polyester holster, which it's weird that he has that gun in that holster. They do sell like these clip-on holsters. And I think that's kind of what it is, where it kind of clips onto the waistband. Sometimes you can clip it so it's inside the belt or inside the pants. You can clip it on the outside, but the fact that this person has it in front of him like this is very interesting.
Now, this is something you could buy at like a Walmart, right?
Probably, or any type of like Academy or Dick's or sporting goods store.
Because I'm thinking the more available it is, the harder it might be to narrow it down. But isn't this a holster that's supposed to go inside the pants as well?
It can. It looked to me, I thought that's what it was because of this, like, I don't know, this band around it. But yeah, sometimes you have, because it looks kind of like it's really pressed up against his body. That is typical for some of the holsters that you have that you can put inside of your pants to try to hide it, like to conceal it. I would assume that was my first thought when I first saw it. But it could just be a regular cheap polyester holster, which I wonder if this person made these purchases at the same time. The backpack, the holster, maybe even the jacket, some of the gloves. I wonder if he went out and purchased all these items at one time.
If he did, that says to me that he was not that like a professional, but that he was more of an amateur, because you would think that you would get them at different places so that it's less likely, you know what I mean, to all come back to you. Like if you have all of the things, do you know what I mean? Then you're it's like, okay, you have this, and this. But if you get things at different places, and did he pay cash? Did they pay with a card or, a credit card or gift card, or all of those things are going to matter here.
Yeah, it is. But what you can do is, because everything's so digital nowadays, I would assume that it wouldn't be very difficult to figure out what the SKU number is, and then be able to pull up what's stores, and I mean it might be a lot, but in a specific area. Now, when I saw him dressed like this with the backpack full like that, what he was doing, I had mentioned that I thought that this guy had traveled here from a distance, and it seems like that's the case. They found a glove a certain feet away, certain distance away, maybe even a ski mask. My thing is, if that's the case, there was a mobility issue when it came to Miss Guthrie. How do you think he managed that?
What do you mean? Say like.
So if the glove, because they found a glove,
the glove.
I think about a mile
away. Did he find
away.
one in the house, or was it?
No,
Sorry.
it was not on the road, and they also found a ski mask a certain distance away. Now,
all right.
My thoughts are, okay, he, in my opinion, was trying to, and I said this the last time we were on, hit the like button if you were here, hit the subscribe button. I thought he was trying to hide his tracks on how he got away, whether that was another vehicle coming in, whether that was, him walking and going to the right or walking, going to the left. That told me that he most likely, him walking from somewhat to the left was orchestrated. That was on purpose. That doesn't necessarily mean he was walking from that direction. I think he purposefully maybe walked a different way or whatever. I don't necessarily believe that was, he was coming from that trajectory from a long period of time.
I also don't know, would somebody just throw a glove out? Or couldn't that be from anyone? Didn't they say like just, picking up the brush around there and stuff that you have to wear gloves? And so I'm thinking, is it irrelevant?
I mean, it could be. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel regardless that he was trying to hide his exit.
Yes.
Now, they find the glove, and from what I saw from some reporting, I think it was Brian Enton. He reported that they don't have a car in the area around that time. So, again, I kind of had said this last time that I thought that he had walked a certain distance there. Yeah, purposefully.
Yeah, so that he's not caught on these cameras. And if he walks in one way and goes out the other way, that would probably be for the same reason. It's less likely to have you on all the cameras.
Right.
Like, or going in and then out type thing.
Well, I mean, what caught the Tepe murder? His vehicle caught on camera. He parked a distance away, but he was still that didn't help him. Brian Koberger took his vehicle. This guy here, look at the gloves, look at how he's dressed, look at the way he has his weapon. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think this is a guy who's a pro because of where the holster and stuff is and him fumbling around with the doorbell. But I do think that this guy put a lot of thought into this process.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And so,
absolutely.
And so, with that being said, I don't know if this is his first time. I think it could be. Do you think this is the first time this guy's done something like this?
Probably not. And even if it, maybe not on this scale, but probably not. You don't just go from, in my opinion, from like us to that just overnight. Like, I feel like there has to be other things, and who knows, maybe there's a record and they'll be able to track it back, but maybe there might not be, like Koberger. My thing is, in this picture, I just don't want to forget this. I have a question for you with this picture. So could it be like, what are the chances that he does all of this and then disconnects the Ring camera and then takes it off his face mask because maybe he doesn't care if Miss Guthrie sees him and knocks on the door like as if he's lost? Because there's that splatter out front, and I'm thinking, like, could he have like gotten her to come to the door? Like, maybe he takes the mask off for her because there's no camera left. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean,
still trying to think of how this person got in the house because they said there was no forced entry.
I don't know. That may not be true.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? That may not be true. What I mean by that is they're going to try to keep something close to the vest, especially if they don't have a lot of information. So I wouldn't be surprised if what do you call it? There was some, they know how the person made entry into the home and have some idea if they use the tool or whatever the case may be. That way, if they get the right person, that they are, what's the word I'm looking for? They have something to confirm, and it's not just that person's word.
Gotcha, like validating. I get it.
Right. And so, let me see. I'm going to pull up the pictures that we had last time that we were looking up. So those are ones we can zoom in and out of.
And then after that, don't we have the video, the newer video?
What video?
The one of the backpack. Did you see that 5 miles away?
I have not.
Oh, Daniel.
I've been busy. I had
no, I know. It just came out today, but we have to look that up because there's another video.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yes, and I got pictures. Sorry.
I think you did see. I was like, we were talking. Maybe you better watch if you hit your head like that. You make sure you're resting. I'm like, didn't we talk about it
No,
earlier?
it's yeah. No, this isn't the only time. Like, there's been a lot of things. It's just things keep slipping my mind. It's starting to get very frustrating. So these are the pictures that we had last time, and yeah, I have this. This is what we're going to talk about, and so yeah. So look, this made this gray, and on that other image, it's not. It's black. It's just has that like shininess to it. So some of these images, this is probably black. The holster. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. Or could it be the same brand, just different color?
Well, this is AI. AI did this, and so
okay.
yeah,
That makes sense.
but I think that they probably got some things wrong. Just, I mean, nothing bad. I mean, it's just this was black, not gray, and this is probably black, also not gray.
Gotcha.
The holster. So, all right, let's see. Let's look at the other stuff that we're gonna pull up.
Hi, everyone in chat.
All right. Is this the one you were talking about? The guy that was opening doors?
Yeah. Or wait, opening doors. Hold on, let me see.
This one is a guy about 6 miles away.
No, this isn't the one. Oh my gosh.
But this guy don't look like he has any facial hair at all. And the let me make the screen bigger.
There's another one, a double backpack guy.
I don't think this is him. I don't think this is the same guy.
No,
He looks like he's wearing like joggers.
Yeah, and he looks like, it doesn't look like his backpack's like as tight as the other one. Like the other one, that guy had that. I mean, he could have just done that for, the crime, but wait till you see the other one, Daniel. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's the double back. Like they're calling him the double backpack guy. I think they had it on Megyn Kelly earlier. I think Nancy had it on.
Oh man, I thought I had it. I'm gonna have
no,
to
but
find
wait
it.
till you see this. It's actually exciting that there's something that we'll see your reaction to for the first time.
And you said it's called the double backpack?
Well, that's what they're calling him, the double backpack guy. But if you just look up Megyn Kelly, she did a video on it, and I think it's like on her thumbnail.
Is it a guy reaching over a fence?
Yes, and yes. Oh, of course, there's nothing that Daniel didn't say. Yes, he's reaching over the fence, and he's trying to put a backpack in the fence.
Yeah. Let me.
So interesting.
Yeah, because
and it was on that night. Oh,
yeah.
Cleared. Oh, they might be talking about something else. Oh, the double backpack guy's been cleared, they said.
TMZ has that video. All right.
Oh, TMZ has it. I don't know who's been cleared and who hasn't.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare.
It really has.
All right, so that guy's been cleared, so we don't need to follow that anymore. Then, if he's been cleared, I'm gonna agree with you guys that he's been cleared. The only thing that I guess that people were looking at when it came to the double backpack guy was there was this mark here on his jacket, and it looks similar to that. It looks like
he had something heavy in his pocket. I don't know. I can't believe he's been cleared. That's cool.
Well, he's been caught. Well, maybe that was nothing. That was
the double backpack guy.
Yeah, well, this is the double backpack guy. This is
and that's the same.
That's the double backpack guy reaching over the fence.
Right.
And this is and this is what people were pointing out.
Oh.
But if he's been cleared, it's no big deal. Let's see. TMZ had something, but I think we'll listen to it, but I have a feeling I think some of this has been debunked. You guys let me know. I want to watch it, and you guys let me know what you guys think. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I have to. Well, 1 second.
Other people are saying he hasn't been cleared.
Okay. I'll see if I can find it. I don't have the video yet. All right, so this is TMZ. Let's see what they have to say for themselves.
Obtained a second email from the man who claims to know the identity of Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper. We told you yesterday that this man sent us an email saying that he will reveal the name if he gets 1 Bitcoin. We checked the account all day. He did not receive anything. The account is bare. So this morning, just after 8 a.m. Pacific time, he sent us this other email complaining that he is not being taken seriously. He says that he wants the Bitcoin, which is worth around $67,000, for several reasons. Number one, he says by coming forward, he will become a, as he puts it, a national rat. He also says, and this is a quote, he doesn't want to be, quote, incriminated like that guy Carlos. Remember, Carlos is the delivery man who was taken into custody a couple of days ago.
First and foremost, based on the words he's saying, I don't want to become a national rat. And that guy Carlos, what does this guy sound? What is your impression of those type of terms being used?
Well, the guy Carlos, if he isn't involved, then I mean, imagine if you were implicated. This is like such a big news story, so I'm sure he wants to be cleared, right?
Right, but what does the terms that he's using? Does he sound like an educated person to you? Does he sound like
by saying what were the exact words he used? It wasn't anything that I
he
was
said
like,
something about I'll be known as a national rat and I'll be crucified
really.
like that guy Carlos.
I don't think so. I think that anybody could write that. I mean, a rat is like when somebody sells someone else.
I know, but this sounds like some guy trying. To me, it sounds like somebody trying to take advantage of the situation. I don't think they know anything.
Me too. I thought you said that the guy sound educated. I was going to say, because I don't know that sounds educated, but I do think that it's somebody trying to take advantage.
Because, you know, I think some folks may have thought maybe perhaps this is the kidnapper trying to get something, right? And I don't think that's to be the case. This sounds like somebody just trying to be a scammer, to me at least. But let's see what I don't know why TMZ is reporting this. What do you think about TMZ reporting something like this? Somebody just claiming that they know. I mean, anybody could say that. I could create a fake account, go on to TMZ's live chat and say, hey, I know who the killer is. You know, are they going to report that? So
this is the thing. I think there's like a thin line between what's considered unethical and what's considered illegal here. So is it illegal if you email TMZ right now and said, I think I know who the guy is, like, couldn't you say that that's a tip? But I think it's the fact that he's saying, I want a certain amount of money, but the reward's actually higher than 1 Bitcoin. So that's what makes this so amateur to me. Like, why not just give somebody, like, why not call the FBI, give your tip, and then get the $100,000 reward?
Remain anonymous. Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's that right there alone says that this guy doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So
because by doing it this way, I feel like he's making it like litigious, where it's like almost like extortion, but it's probably not. But so I just feel like the way that it's being worded here, he could get more money just by sending in the right tip.
Right. And to me, I just think that, well, I feel like it's a scammer. I'm more disappointed, I guess, in TMZ. Not that I hold them to a high regard, but there's a lot of people that get their media and their information from TMZ, and you know, they report things like this as if this person actually knows who the kidnapper is, and I don't know, man. I just think that it's one thing for like a YouTube channel to do that, another thing for TMZ. Am I on the wrong foot?
No, not at all. But I do think that we have to keep in mind that TMZ is like pop culture news, stuff like that. So I don't know that I would hope that anybody that, like, I will watch TMZ, you know what I mean? But I don't take everything as like the be all end all type thing, where like I might with other types of news. So I feel like people should just know what they're watching And, I mean, he is an educated lawyer, right? So, I mean, he does know the law. And this is the other thing I think about. What if these two emails or whatever, however many emails, what if they were something important and he didn't tell anybody about it? Then he would also be demonized for that. So I feel like sometimes the reporters are in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be mad at them.
That's true. Well, I guess this time it's my turn to be mad at him. For whatever it's worth. I'm sure they don't mind. I'm sure they don't care. All right, let's see what else he has to say.
Briefly, he was detained and then released. He says that he fears retaliation if he comes forward, and that he needs the Bitcoin because he's going to have to lay low after coming forward. And then he talks about a difference between yesterday and today. And we are not going to get specific about what he's talking about. It is chilling what he is insinuating here. But we have told law enforcement we're not going to get specific about that. But he makes it very clear here that this will be his second and last attempt. We have checked the Bitcoin address that he sent us. By the way, the one.
So he's making it seem like it's the same person that sent in the ransom note before.
Oh, I know that he said that both of them had a Bitcoin address that was like a real address, but I didn't know that he was making a connection between the two.
So I think what he's about to say now, I hadn't watched this before. It's the first time I'm watching. This is why sometimes you need to watch the entire clip before you speak, because you'll do just what I did. Right, because he then
said, "I'm not going to show this." Da da da.
Yeah. Because I think he's about to say that the Bitcoin address is the same address as the person that is requesting the full amount.
Oh wow.
That would be interesting because there's only I don't think that information was published. Maybe it was.
That would be so interesting.
Let me see. Let's continue.
From yesterday and today, they are the same. And we checked the Bitcoin address just before I'm shooting this and talking to you that he sent us. By the way, the one from yesterday and today, they are the same. And we checked.
I don't know. Maybe they had a different. I don't know. I've been out of it. I think it may have been a different letter saying we know who the person is.
Either way, I think it's a scam. And I think like so many of us get scammed, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people do scam. So I mean, there's somebody out there who doesn't care or is in a different country, so they're not going to have the same consequences type thing. So there's all kinds of people out there. Other people that just want to inject themselves in the story. I think it's crazy to do because now you just attached yourself to the story. So if you could do this, what else could you do? And I think that's just bad for everyone. And then I think about do they pay these ransoms? And then if they pay the ransoms, does that tell other criminals that you could go, you know what I mean, kidnap somebody and you can get a ransom? I just wonder how much of that psychology part plays into how high they make the ransom, whether they give it, things like that. I wonder, you know what I mean? I'm sure it does play a role.
Yeah. I'm sure. So, now it sounds like this was somebody sent in a letter the day before saying, we know something, send us Bitcoin. Then the next day they go, hey, they're not taking us serious. I fall back to my original thought. Why the hell is TMZ reporting this? But all right, let's finish this.
The Bitcoin address just before I'm shooting this and talking to you. And again, there is nothing in that Bitcoin account, at least right now. TMZ.
All right. Well, just like the information, it's nothing. It's a nothing.
Is it true that they put $300 into the one?
Yeah, they did. Well, TMZ reported that.
There you go.
So take that for what it's worth. Let's see. Investigators are requesting any video showing vehicles, traffic, pedestrians, or suspicious activity from January 1st to February 2nd near East Skyline Drive in North Campbell, 2-mile radius. Okay, so now what they're doing is they're wanting to see if they can find a history of this person. You know, is there a car that was circulating the area that didn't belong? Somebody casing the area. You know, what they probably did was they probably pulled the phone records, the tower, for the entire month. And if this person has been following other cases, which I wouldn't be surprised if they had, especially some high profile ones, and they're aware that, like for instance, in the Brian Koberger case, that one of the things that caught him was the fact that he was around the house 28 times in the wee hour mornings, you know, for an hour at a time or whatever, you know, within 100 meters of the house, several occasions. And so maybe this person is aware of that and had not had his phone on him, or completely had it off. What do you think?
I think this is so interesting, and I could see why they would want, you know, between these specific dates and stuff. I actually agree. I think that's a smart thing to do. If they didn't do this, we would all be like, why not? I also think that it's interesting. Did you know that their neighbors have a nest, or it's like a camera group? Like around here, we have this neighborhood group where everybody in your same zip code is on an app together. If you want, like, you don't have to join it, but if you want, and then you could like see what's happening in real time in your neighborhood, and you can like text in real time. So it seems like something like that, but for like Ring cameras. I was like, if that's true, that's amazing. So that would, but then again, if they had that, would they have seen something by now? Do those cameras only go off if there's something right in front of it?
Not necessarily. I mean, in the Brian Koberger case, the camera was running constantly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But there are some that are only motion detected activated. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing, and it's an isolated area. It's a rural area, from what I understand, outside of outside of the city, and so there's not a lot of cameras going in that area, and so that kind of positions it in a bad place. Steve from True Crime Web, how's it going, my man? Good to see you here. I find it interesting the offender didn't use her car for transport from the residence to a pre-planned isolation location for a vehicle victim exchange. An indicator offender may be unorganized. That's good.
Even the way he grabbed the plant and put it up against that seemed very unorganized too. Like,
that's true. Now let's bounce off of what Steve is saying here. So, this guy did not think of doing that. So he had already had either he went in there unplanned for an exit, or he had a different plan. I mean, I guess that's the only two options you can have, right?
And things never usually go the way they're planned.
Right. But like maybe, yeah, I don't know. Why wouldn't he take the car? Because see, the interesting thing is that it doesn't appear that, at least not to our knowledge, that they found any type of tracks, you know, like where there was like an ATV or some sort of, you know, vehicle that may have gone into the like the rural area or through the rural area, so that way to avoid cameras and stuff like that. But I would assume that in the dirt you would see that. I don't know, man. The thing that confuses me is the fact that she had a mobility issue. She had to have gotten in a vehicle somewhere or in some sort of form of transportation. I highly doubt that he forced her to walk, and that she was able to walk a significant amount of distance, especially after sustaining an injury that caused her to bleed the amount that she did in the front. What are your thoughts? What do you think? How do you think they got away from the house?
I probably out the front door, or well, obviously the front or back door. There are only two options, but although they did leave the back door wide open, but that could have just been as like a diversion. But I would think, I'm trying to think about it, and I think about when people say like a deceased body is literally dead weight. I'm not saying she's deceased. I'm saying that if that's the case, somebody that is alive might be like flailing their arms and legs and stuff like that. So either way, if the one person would have to be able to carry her out. So like, how do you do that? Do you throw them like over your shoulder? Like, so I'm just thinking so many things. And does that involve like tying someone up? Like all these crazy things are going through my brain.
Well, here's the thing. So I think that he was trying to create a diversion. And I think that should tell us a little bit about this person as well. And I think leaving the back door was a diversion. And I think he was trying, like I mentioned, he was trying to hide his exit out the front. Now, the way we know that he went out the front is because there's blood there. So we know that something happened. The question becomes, why isn't there a continuation of blood? You know, leading somewhere, road, tracks.
That's why I was saying, could it be that after the person takes all the cameras off, could they have taken the mask off? Because at that point, they're not being taped, and then knock on the door like as if they broke down somewhere or something, and she comes out and then they push her back in. That's where I even thought of that from, is that their blood didn't continue.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't know if they would take their mask off unless they had no intention of returning her.
So yeah, but you don't think that let's assume she is alive. You don't think that she's seen anyone since? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe not. But do you know what I mean? Like, you don't think she would have seen them by now?
What do you mean?
Like heard their voice, like been able to identify the person.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I mean, you know, these folks that commit these crimes think they have a plan for that, and it just probably doesn't fall through. But from what I understand, also from the warrant, the search warrant for Carlos, was that they were looking for medication and things. So the kidnapper took her medication with her to keep her, I guess, alive.
What, in this case?
Yeah.
They took medication? I thought they didn't have her meds.
I believe that's what I saw in or I'd heard about in the warrants.
Oh, well, if that's the case.
That one of the things that they were searching for was that.
Wait, but didn't they report that it was so important and dire to find her because she's on meds?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much meds they took, if they took a lot, but it sounded like they had a few.
Okay.
Who was it? I think it was on Truth and Transparency's channel. She had she got the what do you call it? She got in touch with Carlos, and Carlos handed over the search warrants to her.
Wow.
And so I could be wrong, but I thought that's what I had. At least that's what I was told, that they had taken. It says medical device, medication, and victim's clothing.
Wow.
There you go. Thank you. I knew it said something like that.
Oh, that would make me think that she was alive when she left the house, and that they were planning to keep her alive for at least some time. I didn't know that. If that stuff's true, that like makes it.
See, and I think this is why they were looking at somebody close to the family right away, because that screams out somebody that cared.
Oh, this person did not care, Daniel.
Well,
could it be part of their diversion to say, if we're going to like say that she's still alive type thing, that we should probably take some of her stuff?
Maybe. I mean, it's weird. It's weird because like it seems like, and I don't know. I haven't heard anything about what the interior of the home looked like, but it's sort of kind of sounding like the object or the goal of the of him entering that house was to take her. Because, you know, if the blood starts off outside, you know, that's weird. That's, you know, why is that happening? I mean, maybe perhaps she tried to run away. She tried to get outside.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. But somebody said that it went down the driveway too. And if that's the case,
yeah, Mark said that it went down to the driveway.
So if it went down the driveway, I don't see her like trying to run away. If anything, I would see that as them like either carrying her over the shoulder or something.
I mean, that's possible, but I mean, if somebody breaks into the house, I mean, maybe perhaps that's why she fell.
What do you mean?
Well, no, because they got her meds and they got her stuff. So that's, and it took some time because I'm just kind of thinking out loud, like, you know, how is it that, you know, her blood ends up outside and then, you know, heading towards the driveway? It's one of two things. It's either he was escorting her outside and she tried to get away from him and fell down, or, you know, she heard somebody in the house and try to walk out and he caught her. You know, it's,
Or they knocked at the front door and she answered.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, she has mobility issues. Somebody knocking at 2:00 in the morning. I don't
But
know.
don't they live in like a very like desolate area? Maybe she like wasn't afraid of her surroundings. I don't know. Sometimes
Yeah.
I stupidly leave my door open, not realizing it until the next day, and I'm like, oh shit.
Now, them going to, am I refusing to blame the family? Not necessarily. I don't know if there's any evidence there right now. You know, I refuse to blame anybody.
Mhm.
Just to blame somebody, you know. I choose patience and I choose logic over just blaming someone just to blame somebody. I think that's probably the most ignorant thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, because it would just be a guess at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just it's yeah. So let's see what else we got here. That's the backpack. Brian Enton says, I'm told that the investigators working the case don't know who's in charge, whether it's the FBI or the Pima County Sheriff. You think that's an issue?
Wait, what did it say?
I'm told that the investigators working the case don't even know who's in charge, whether it's the FBI or the Pima County Sheriff. So I think there's a little bit of diversion going on. I mean, not diversion. I think there's a little bit of division going on amongst
I don't think that that's uncommon, right? Where the local will have the FBI come in and there's like a whose case is this now type thing. So I feel like that's not uncommon, but if that is the case, that's going to make things a lot harder.
Yeah. And then this is from Nerdy Addict. He's put out some pretty good stuff. So let me see. This is apparently dispatch audio of finding a ski mask. Oh, I got to put it on. It's let me pull it up. All right, here it is. Nerdy Addict.
Going to be at 100 East 1st Avenue. Caller said she found a ski mask on the ground in the alley near her garage. It looks like the same mask the assailant was wearing in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Is that a glove?
And they got a video of somebody finding a glove as well.
Was it in the same area?
I don't think so. Well, the ski mask was. The ski mask wasn't very far from the crime scene.
No, I mean the glove and the ski mask. Because at the end, didn't someone just say, was that a glove?
Yeah, I think the glove was like a mile away.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Pima County Sheriff was investigated by the FBI 2 years ago. There's bad blood between them. Oh, well, that doesn't help.
There you go. That'll do it.
That don't help at all.
No, not at all.
And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff, you know, that's then going around. Now, again, to me, I think, like I said, the update that nobody wanted, the news that nobody wanted to hear is the fact that I think that they're nowhere near closer to finding this person as they were a couple of days ago. Maybe with the gloves, they can do some DNA stuff, some IgG, but you know, they had somebody in detention. They released that person. You know, you don't go in there, do a search warrant, do a bunch of stuff unless you really have an idea that and think that this might be your person.
Well,
You know,
that's
you
what I
have
was
to have-
going to say. They had to have something, right, to get a warrant.
I think
In
they
my
saw.
opinion, could it have been like that he delivers Amazon boxes or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. That maybe perhaps because he was delivering packages in that area.
I thought about it, and if it's true that he was taken into custody, like in front of his children during a traffic stop, or like that would just be so horrible for those kids.
You thought
wonder
about
why
what?
he was-
What do you mean?
Like the kids, if the kids were in the car and like he's like innocent of this, like that's just so traumatic. Like there wasn't a different time that, I mean, were they afraid that he was like trying to get away or something? Like why not wait until he's not with his kids? I don't know. I just didn't love that.
Well, I mean, you don't want to get a situation where somebody does, you alert them or you wait and then something else happens. You know what I mean? You got to get to it as quick as possible.
That's true.
I'm trying to see if there's any new updates of anything.
Wait, what is someone just say?
Because I know somebody were saying that there was a body found and stuff like that. I don't see anything like that.
Somebody in chat said, as of 30 minutes ago, Savannah was no way.
That what?
I don't even want to repeat it. That one of the kids is a suspect, but
I don't know. So I had heard from a person that I trust that got some information saying that law enforcement, one, think that the ransom stuff is a scam, and second, that the family has been cleared. But to me, I've always said there's a difference between telling the public that and telling people that, like your defendants or your suspects. You may tell a suspect something like, yeah, we don't believe, you've done anything. And to leak that information out so that it becomes noise. And another thing, to them publicly come out and say it or put it in a document. Those are two different things. So I don't know. I would assume at this point, the fact that they detained somebody else, a delivery driver, I would think that they probably moved past the family at this point. What do you think?
I was thinking that exact same thing. Or they're just keeping their options open and looking at everything. I mean, that doesn't usually happen all the time. Usually there's but I mean, that would be good if they were looking at multiple things and not just down one angle. And I remember last time we were here, you asked I was telling you about Ashley Banfield or whatever. So I went back and I was looking, and I think I said that she was backing off a little bit, but I don't think she is. She was just saying that her source is very credible and that they still are saying that there's a connection there. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, you see the fact that the person took medication and all these other things. It sounds like they were going to care for her, not necessarily care for her, but care for her.
I know what you mean.
And
keep her alive to get money or whatever they need.
Well, that or, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say follow the money, and who would profit from this? She disappeared or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
But if it wasn't for money, then look, if it wasn't for money, in my opinion, then I would think allegedly, or whatever, that she wouldn't be alive, because why keep her alive? What else would you get from the person to get her back? Do you know what I mean? So that's why I think it would be for the money if that's the situation. Or is it that this was something else and unfortunately she's not with us, and then somebody else from the public just starts sending a ransom note, and now the two things are connected. So it really could be either.
Yeah, I don't think that the person that was sending the ransom note, I strongly suspect that that's just all of it is a scam. If that was the intention, right? The intention was that they were going to do an abduction for money, and they were speaking to her, and that she was talking to them and she gave them information. You contact the family, especially this person that's supposedly TMZ wrote that they were the way they wrote, it seemed like they were smart or educated. You would assume that they would have been contacting the family saying, hey, we have her. This is what we want. This is where you're going to put it at, and this is how you're going to do it. And you know, if you don't, this is what's going to happen. If you contact the police, this is what's going to happen. Because doing it in the manner that they did, they made it a huge spectacle. And now everybody knows about it. Law enforcement are involved. And
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now it's almost like people are tying the two together as if they are related. And that could like mess up somebody's thought of like where they should be looking. Because if they're not related, then can it be a totally different scenario?
yeah, of course. You know, if it's not related, that I go back to ask you this then, you know, do you think that the intention was to kidnap her before they got in? Do you think
That's what I'm saying. Or is everybody saying that this is a kidnapping because they're alleging that that note is the same? Because if that wasn't there,
I mean, let's
would they
take
call
the
it a
note out
kidnapping?
of let's take the note out of place based on what we know and what we've seen. We saw a guy in a suit, or not in a suit, in a disguise, goes up to the door. He tries to manipulate the camera, breaks all the cameras. He takes her. There's no reason to take her, even if he like goes in there and is attempting a robbery and she gets hurt. Why take her?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, people would just say so that that people didn't find her right away or the family didn't see her like that. But again, I don't think somebody doing that might, I don't know why take her. I see what you're saying. I'm just wondering, like, could there have been a false narrative from the beginning by calling it an abduction?
But even if something went wrong, let's just say something goes wrong in the house, or she tries to get away and she runs and she collapses at the doorway, and that's why there's blood at the doorway. Why still take her?
Well, I don't think in that case that they would have. So for me, it was either like, for me, I think if something did happen that way and there was a way to say, oh, look, like I could get away with this because it looks like she just fell at the front door, I think they would have done that. So I do agree that I don't think that would be the case.
All right. So then it has to be that the intention that person had going to that house was to take her. Right.
Which then brings us back to the ransom note.
Well, I mean,
wonder, why do they think that she was abducted as opposed to taken because somebody did something bad to her and they were going to hide her body or something?
Right.
And again, this is just alleged. I'm just asking a question.
Well, the abduction part, regardless, that's just the legal term. It's kind of like in the Libby and Abby case out there in Delphi. It was part of an abduction, even though at the end they took him, and the intention the outcome was that Richard Allen had taken their lives, but it was still considered an abduction because he physically took them from a place that they didn't, by force. Gotcha. So that would be the same thing here. My thing is like, the only reason I would ever think that something could have gone wrong and he felt the need to take her would have been is if she struck him, if she scratched back, something of that nature, and now he feels that his DNA is on her person and he needs to take her.
1,000%. That's actually a really good thought.
But if that's the case, you're not planning on leaving with a disabled lady with mobility problems. How do you get away without
and not just
planning that?
Nothing else, and just nothing. Didn't they not take anything else too?
And then why go back and take her medication?
If that's true, the medication stuff, like I haven't heard that. That is crazy. Like, I heard it tonight here, but I haven't heard that before. So
yeah, it was apparently, I haven't seen it. I'll be honest with you guys. I need to catch it. It's, I just had a few people tell me about it and they watched it and they told me that, yeah, that's was read from the documents, that they were looking for her medication, medical devices and things like that. And so if they're looking for that in a search warrant, they're not lying on that type of stuff. And so if that's in there, again, I haven't seen it with my own 2 eyes. Could it be the
wording though? Like, they're searching for her meds, but like, then they update it with they found them?
Not necessarily. I think that if they're looking for something like that, they have to have reason to believe that it's not at their house and that it should have been there. And so to me, it just does not like a lot of this just does not make sense outside of the intention was to take her. Now, maybe perhaps, and this is maybe she didn't, I hate to say this, but maybe she didn't survive very long. Maybe that's why they didn't make the phone call right away.
Maybe.
You know, and they waited a little bit and then thought, hell, or this person thought, hell, I'm still going to try.
That's the thing. There's so many possibilities in this case. And like you were saying in the beginning, now I'm starting to feel like we're back to square one. Like where you started in the beginning saying that, like, I would be so frustrated.
Well, that's where we are. I hope police aren't there, but
me too.
You know, after detaining somebody, it sure does feel like it now. You know, what do they have to go on right now? You know, they got the glove, they got maybe a ski mask, possibly if those things belong to the person. We'll assume there's DNA there. You know, I assume this will probably take a matter of, 5 to 6 weeks tops for the IGG to come back, and we'll have an answer.
I hope so.
You know, if they are related, there's a good possibility somebody was wearing a ski mask for, I don't know, whatever reason, had one in their possession and it got out, and or a glove blew away somehow. But I don't know.
I still want to look into too about that other video, if that was cleared or not, because you have to see it. It literally, like, the backpack looks like, in my opinion, it looks so much like it. And you pointed out that other symbol. Like, I'm wondering if that really was discounted because it was at the same night.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. Let me see if I find it real quick. In the meantime, what do you got going on for everybody? Also, everybody hit the like and subscribe button.
Yes, and everybody hit like and subscribe for DT too. So for both of us. But I am not working tomorrow, but I'm saying that low because I don't want anybody in my family to hear that, because then they're going to ask me to do a ton of things for them, and I don't want to do it. So I think after this, I might go live on the Epstein files.
I need to catch up on that.
Well,
I need to look into that.
So maybe there's we'll do 3 million documents.
Oh, geez.
It's crazy. I'll send. Well, you could just Google the link and it comes up. It's crazy.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Yeah, I want to. I want to go through them. So let's see. Okay, I already found the issue. This guy does not have a facial hair.
Okay.
And it appears he's got a hoodie. Did the other guy have a hoodie?
That's a good question.
I don't think there's a hoodie on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looks very, very much more. Yeah, I don't think there's a hoodie.
That's good that you noticed the hoodie thing.
It's a hoodie, different type of backpack.
But look how shady this looks, though, when you play it. Like, I could see why I thought it looked shady.
Okay, I do see like that.
And it looks like there's something heavy in his pocket. Could that be I don't know. Oh, there's audio. But it looks like he's trying to put it back there somewhere and he can't get it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is he has no gloves on.
No gloves. And I know the other guy's wearing a number of gloves. You can kind of tell, but this guy's hands look thinner. I know it's kind of hard to tell on this image here, but
the backpack's tight like the other one.
Yeah.
No. The backpack's very similar, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's the same.
I'm just wondering, like, why is this guy trying to put a backpack in someone's backyard?
It's pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. That is weird. I don't know why somebody would do that. Let's see if anybody has commented on this as if it's been creepy. Yeah, nobody said anything. Yeah, nobody has said anything. But
Yeah, I wonder what's in that bag.
See, this looks like a different backpack too. The straps look a lot thicker. Oops, wrong button. Watch. Look at how thick the straps are on his back in comparison to these look kind of thin.
On the bottom, I see.
And there's no reflector on the
if there's no reflector, then it's definitely not.
Yeah, and I don't see a reflector on the one that he's hanging over the edge. Yeah, I'm fairly positive.
Also, his zipper too. That was right there. Not the. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I think everything is so like people are looking so into it because everybody wants something to happen here. Like they want someone to be held to, accountable for this. What in the hell is this?
There's somebody on X.
That is so funny.
Dude, he should play. He looks like somebody, like a sheriff. Like he would. I mean, I think like if he played a role of a sheriff somewhere, I would buy that. I would buy that role for him.
That is so funny.
That's funny. I thought this was hilarious. But well, we'll come back with some more information. I'll be back, guys, probably tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. I've been dealing with some headaches back and forth, and so
make sure you take care of yourself first. Trust me, I know everybody will be back whenever you're feeling better.
I appreciate that. Yes. But I'm going to try to be on tomorrow night. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go and check out Dr. Vona's channel, the Minds Behind True Crime.
Yeah, and everybody on my channel, go check out. I'm sure they already are. They already know you. So there's really no point to even say that.
No, there is. A lot of people don't know who I am. So go check me out. I'd appreciate it. If you hit the like, subscribe, share the content. I'll be back on tomorrow night, guys. We'll see you guys then. Peace out, y'all.
I'll be on in a little bit.